So first of all, thank you for having us here and for the such a big audience at least. It's very, very nice. So it's not really a masterclass that we want to propose here. First of all, I wanted to say that we're just covering this conversation that we have invited. We are here from the Leitz company. You will see some logos everywhere on the scene. So the managing director, Rainer Herr, is here. We're very happy to be the main industry sponsor for this Manaki edition. And we brought Antoine Héberlé here because we thought that it's an important commitment between Grigri, the movie that we should have shown yesterday afternoon, and now 2 episodes out of the second season of Hippocrates. 2 completely different approaches. One is really low budget, second director movie from Chad, of a French German co-production, and this one it's a huge Canal Plus TV series, completely another approach, but there are some continuity inside of that. That's the approach of here. So the main proposal is you ask questions to Antoine, but first of all I would like to give him possibility to introduce himself, because probably you don't know him with his, I don't know whether you googled on your CV, stuff like that. So please, Antoine, how did you come to become a cinematographer?
Okay. First of all, I want just to precise something, that the look on the screen is a little different. There's a little gap between the copy for the diffusion, TV diffusion. It's a little, the black are not so gray, they should be a little darker, and the contrast in the low lights should be stronger. It's, I don't know if it's because of the silver screen, or maybe a little gap will disappear because it's not a DCP, it's usually it's copy just for diffusion. So it's a little gap, it should be a little more contrasted in the, but that's usual. So that's well, I will try to be as short as possible to present myself, because we lost time for things more interesting maybe. So what can I do? I was born in the Alps, in the city of Grenoble, that is the main city in the French Alps, and I began to practice high mountains, climbing and skiing in the mountains when I was 14, and I used to bring a still camera there, take pictures with me, with my friends. And that's my first shot, let's say still shots, it's in the mountains. And when I started to think about what to do with my life, I said I never work in the office. I want to be outside, I want to travel, and I want to make something, I don't know, something between express myself, and I love technical gear. So step by step, I was more interested in my photography, and I discovered cinema, let's say, the big cinema, big authors, with my teachers in high school. I had some 2 or 3 teachers that make me discovering that cinema is not just entertainment, but also, how can we say, a way to look to the world. So step by step, I think maybe it's an option for me to involve this cinema, this branch of this business. And one of my master, let's say, of life was Aaron Tazieff, that was a great volcanologue in France, and also what will be told, these guys who discovered of the world, very, very strange part of the world. And my first project was to learn how to use a camera, and then I will come back to the Alps and shoot, I don't know, people climbing, shoot expedition in the far parts of the world. But I didn't imagine to shoot feature films because for me it was something, let's say, too far from my work. I think I couldn't imagine that I could be part of this. And but finally I tried the, how do you say, the proof, the concours. Let's say after 3 times I entered the National Cinema School Louis Lumière in Paris, and after that I began to work as an assistant, but also as an operator for TV, for any kind of job. I was first assistant, I was an operator on the TV set. I worked as a grip man also, as grip. I shot some commercial in the pizzeria of Lyon, these kind of things. I mean, and step by step, I met some people, and as I was coming from a national high school, kind of famous, one of the 2 famous cinema school, people start to ask me to come to work on for free on short feature film, the first assistant, and to make some special effects also, direct on the set, because we had this knowledge at that moment how to make some. And I met some operators like that, and I started to work as first assistant. But meanwhile, I was operator on a music video clip or short feature film, everything. I tried to catch everything. And but I didn't spend a long time with one operator. I said, what can I explain that? I think I discovered by myself my way to light and to practice lighting and operating. I didn't take part of a huge crew during a long time. I think I assisted one DOP for such around 4 years, Pierre Novion, and I worked also with Thierry Arbogast a little, but I didn't spend a lot of time with them because instead of let's say, instead of looking for a master, I prefer to do my way, and it was at that time I thought it was very long before to shoot my first long feature film, but finally after the 8 years I shot my first feature film before 30, so it was quite good. Finally, after years, I have to confess that it was quite early.
So you had your first feature film at 29 years.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
So I was preparing a long feature film with a director called Laurence Ferreira Barbosa. It was Les gens normaux n'ont rien d'exceptionnel. I don't know the English title, but
normal people, there's nothing exceptional.
Yeah. And in psychiatry hospital already. And at the same time, the producer was working on a TV, not series, but TV collection in Portugal, and with 4 Portuguese director. And the last one was looking for a DOP, so he asked me, "Oh, do you want to go to Lisboa and shoot the last TV?" Okay, let's go. So it was a funny guy, a very special producer, very known because he's a kind of Paulo Branco, but it's a great producer. And so he sent me there for 4 weeks, and I had to shoot my first feature film that was for television, but by the way, it was selected in Cannes at Un Certain Regard. So it was the good first shot for me. And that's it. And after I shot the long feature with this lady, Laurence, and it started quite well. And after I slowed down for a while, and at that time I was asking myself how to feed my own person, but also to feed my own, how to say, my own art. I want to feed myself working, when you are stopped in the middle of your, at the beginning of your career, it's very strange. But it's part of, and after it starts again. And at the beginning, I worked quite a lot with women directors. And one of her, I can speak about Laetitia. Yeah, I met young woman directors called Laetitia Masson, and she studied at the FEMIS, one of the first yeah, that was in the cinema, in the session, cinematography session of the FEMIS. So she had quite a lot of experience about lighting and framing. And we shot her first long feature film together, and we shot finally six films together. And for me, it was a very important experience because she learned me to look to what the location offered to us, and to work with what already exists on the location. So it was very important because the director, the DOP I worked with before, they worked more or less, let's say, old-fashioned. I mean, we start from nothing, we bring a lot of lights and pre-lights, everything, and go on. And so she learned me to look, first of all, at what the location offers and what we can do with it. If it's necessary to add some lights, maybe because she wanted to shoot very fast and to have a very light crew, because what was very important for her is the energy of acting, and this is something that I learned, and I still think that it's the most important problem. So the idea is to be fast and with a little crew. And when you have to be fast and with low equipment, sometimes it's better to shut down some lights that exist instead of to add something. So it's one of the first lesson. And after when she was so we used to scout a lot. And to think about how to take advantage of the location, the right time to shoot. And when there was special places that we really wanted to have in the film, but that requires equipment, we rent extra equipment, or we brought some extras people to light it. So that was the idea. But what can I do? If I have to explain a little more why Laetitia is so important for me, I think that she learned me how to make the natural lights more spectacular, something that is already existed, but to make it stronger for the dramaturgy of the story.
Yeah, I was very impressed. Who doesn't know Laetitia Masson, the French director?
Who doesn't know?
Who does know? Do you know a little bit?
Don't know.
She disappeared a little, but she's still working, but she's very experimental now, and it's more difficult to see.
This was also the moment where we met when I was running a post-production facility. I remember to have been with her. It was in the middle of this Dogma 95 between Lars von Trier and Thomas Winterberg. We have talked with Antoine the last day. That period, and you brought the first pictures in DV-Cam from New York.
Yeah.
From the first Leitz.
Yeah, we shot part of the film in New York with DV-Cam, and after that I shot a complete long feature film in New York during 3 weeks. We were 11 in the crew. I had also one person to assist me. We did everything, both of us, and we shot with the DV-Cam also. It was very experimental, but very interesting.
Yeah, I'm always extremely impressed about his approach. He said taking off instead to adding additional light. And what's extremely important on the work that you are so marvelous realizing is the framing. When you have to go fast, when you have to be documentary approach, so that you don't have to wait until the technique is ready for the actress or the actress. You have to be extremely precise and sensitive on the framing. And I don't know whether when you have seen both extremes between Grigri yesterday or now this TV series, there's a red thread, there's a kind of a leitmotif, I believe, and maybe it started with Laetitia.
Yes. Yeah. What is really important is to frame the light. If you have something to shoot in that theater, for example, you don't have any lights. You can't add anything, so you have to choose what to switch off and what is the best angle to take advantage of the light that already exists. So it's one of the first lesson I think we have to catch, to take with us. It's to frame the light, to take advantage, and sometimes it's that's something that we can help the director sometimes to catch something very strong with the energy of the actor, just asking her to move that direction here. It's great. We're gonna have something. Let's try it. So some director are very flexible and they can accept it to change what's the imaging, to follow you. But as soon as they experimented it, I think that they love it.
So tell us maybe a little bit about how you met Thomas Lilti, the director of Hypergraph, who did movies, but as well TV series, and I believe he was a doctor.
Yeah.
Before becoming not cinematographer, director.
So before that series, I shot one in I think around 2005. I think for M6. It was a family series, nice, but in 16 millimeters at that time, 2 cameras also, and but it wasn't such popular as now. I mean, the series. And that was my first experience. And later, in 2014, I think, I shot a famous series for Canal Plus, also called Spiral Engrenage in French. Spiral, it's a police series, and that was very famous in France. And I had to speed up a lot because the director was crazy during the scouting. He said, okay, look at that, yeah, it's nice. And that one also. But we never know. Maybe we will shoot also that girl, okay? Okay. So that was a lesson for me also to prepare and to imagine how to make it available in all that direction. And also it was my first experience to pre-light a main location, the recurrence place, that the police station in that case. So I had that first experience of series, and when Thomas was looking for someone to shoot the series, he already shot 3 long feature film. His first, that is not really his first long feature film, but the medical first film he shot was Hippocrates. Also, it's the same title, and it was more or less the same problematics that in the issues that you saw on the series. And he wanted someone experimented, and also he has a doctor. It's a self-made man, so I think that it's someone very sensitive, and he wants to keep his freedom to have the time for looking for shots, looking for different possibilities during the shooting. So he doesn't want someone too strong. I mean, say strong personality on the set. So I think he make his little how do you say? His research, and he heard about me, and he knew also my part of my work. So we met, but he was really worried about the power of the DOP, because for him he wanted to be not to feel too much the pressure of but we met, and it was quite a nice encounter, and he decided to work with me. That it was great, because we create I think that we create a very strong atmosphere and series. Yeah, please. Questions.
I just repeat at the press conference I mentioned and asked if you know about the Paradise Now, who was in the competition in Bitola. I selected that film then.
You want me to speak about
how it happened not to be there? It was up to you. You were busy to come here. So it was your official presentation in the very strong competition then.
Yeah.
That film, which was one of the best for director Abu Asad, and for you as a cinematographer, beside the Grigri.
Yes.
And that's it. And with Grigri, you got that very prestigious prize in Cannes, Vulcan.
Yeah, the Vulcan prize.
Tell us something about that.
Okay. So let's go back to 2004 and 2004 Paradise Now. So I received a phone call from Hani Abu Assad, that is a Palestinian director, and he saw Under the Sound, a film of François Ozon that I partly shot, by the way. I have to confess that I didn't shot all the film, but we share with Jean Lapoirie the work on this long feature film. He loved that film, and he proposed me to shoot Paradise Now with me. So it was a strong proposition, because we shot it during the Second Intifada in the occupied Cisjordania and occupied territories. And so it was a war situation. And I was a little confused, because he explained me the situation. It was not easy, and also about the crew and the equipment, everything is unsecured. We didn't know how to find a camera, all that stuff. But it's finally I accept the project, and when I remember that when I left home to go to Palestine, I saw a graph on the sidewalk said, you remember your dreams. I say, yeah, that's what I want to do, to go through the world. And that's okay. So come back to Paradise Now. Paradise Now, it's a very strong project. And I didn't spend a lot of time, because it was very complicated to get in, but I first of all, I came there during 1 week and we scouted and we prepared different things, but we still didn't have a camera because nobody wanted to pay the insurance for the camera to go there. So it was a lot of discussion. And suddenly, Abu Assad had there's another DP that came back from Germany because it was a co-production with Germany, Netherlands, and France. I don't know. Well, all this story, but finally, 3 weeks before, he called me back and said, "Okay, if you want, we started together." So I took a plane and I spent 2 months and a half there. I worked with a German crew, the camera, lighting, and grip, and people from there that we prepared there to work with us because they didn't know anything about the cinema business and technique. But it was a great moment because for them nothing happened there. No, I mean culture-wise, it's completely desert. So they were really happy to have something happening in Nablus. We shot mainly in Nablus, and the end of the film in Tel Aviv. What I can say that it was really strange because when I arrived in Palestine at that moment, they picked me up at the airport and they sent me directly in the territory. So I crossed Tel Aviv by night, but I didn't know absolutely nothing about Israel. And at the end of the film, we have to shoot that moment where the two guys, I don't know if people know the film, it's about two guys from the Palestinian territory that are preparing a suicide bombing in a bus in Tel Aviv. So, but from their point of view. And so we have all that part when they are coming in Tel Aviv and discovering that city that they didn't know, they won't be there before, and it was the same for me. So when we shot, we were first of all we were hidden in a little car with a side door, and we were shooting some traveling shots like this, and the police arrested us and said, "Oh, what are you doing?" You said, "Oh, we are shooting some stock shots for a documentary with a 35 millimeters camera, Aton, I have to say." And something strange, like it could be in Israel, they say, "Oh, the policeman, oh, okay, interesting, but be careful with the door open, okay, bye." Okay. And when we shot along the beach, it was amazing because there was people in suit bath coming from the beach, riding on bicycle. It's like New York on the beach, it's amazing. And for me, after two months working in the territories with tanks, with jeeps, with fire guns in the night, arriving there, it was not paradise, no, but it is the crazy world, absolutely. And I was looking at it in the same way that the character were looking at it also, because they were dropped in that city. So yes, Paradise Now was amazing. We shot it. For me, it was the strongest experience of my life, filming-wise, and country with the meeting with these people, and technically we shoot it in in 3 perf 35. It's cropped. I don't know if some of them are interesting, and I still not know about it, a little about film stock, and so it's not with anamorphic lenses, but it's we cropped the 235 frame in the frame with 3 perforations. And what else? So with the success, the film was so successful worldwide. not so much in France, by the way, that I started to have some proposition to shoot abroad, and especially in the Middle East. People recognize me as the I don't know, the mercenary, yeah, that can travel alone and shoot with people from the location. I mean,
from over the planet.
yeah, not over the planet. But it was a great moment. Very important.
And something about the price for Grigri?
The price of the Vulcan prize. The Vulcan prize is the only technical prize that the Cannes Festival gave. It's a prize for the best technical, artistic and technique collaboration for all the films of the selections. So I received it like I don't know if you want to read. There is a special note why they give me the prize, because considering the situation, the country where we shoot, they talk about the sensibility and the touch. I don't know exactly, but I managed to create. In that conditions. I don't know, but I was quite proud of it. I have to confess.
So that prize still continue
It
exist.
can't, not just on other festival. It can't.
Only
In the
Yeah, but it can be a sound guy. It can be a set decorator. Or it can be any kind of technician that collaborates artistically strongly on a movie. Maybe you can ask me some question now, because it's enough. I feel no.
Any questions about the work of Antoine?
Okay.
Can I ask something technical?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to hear your advices or suggestions for cinematographers. Maybe some technical things.
An advice?
Yeah.
No, what my advice? I think that's okay. So my advice will be very general. It's not technical. My approach of the lighting, for sure, I had some master that are part of my cinematography when I was younger, like Sven Nykvist that works with Ingmar Bergman. What is the Tarkovsky also? There was also Tovoli and Giuseppe Rotuno that works with Fellini. That was masters for me.
All awarded here, Lifetime Achievement Award in Bitola.
Sorry, I didn't.
All you mentioned, Rotuno.
Giuseppe Rotuno.
All awarded here as Lifetime Achievement Golden Camera Trick.
He was there.
So, but no, what I was looking for during all my career is to make the right light for the right story. I think it's what is important for me. I don't like at all when the lighting or the framing is stronger than the story. It has to be at the same level. It has to support it, but it don't has to overpass, and because it take it you out of the story. So you have to be the right touch. That's my. But this is a very touchy approach, because I was always afraid that we can feel my light, and sometimes it disturbed me. It slowed down my liberty. I mean, I always wanted to justify my lighting, and it took me quite a lot of time to feel free with this, not to justify everything, and sometimes to switch off everything and to make my parts. So this is something that needs quite a lot of time. It's a way. I think it's because of the I I can't say that I'm coming from the documentary, but partly yes. Let's say that I at the cinema school we didn't learn a lot about lightning. We didn't have a lot of people coming of GP coming to the school, so we knew a lot about technique, but we didn't practice a lot. So it's a way. After everybody has his own way, and I think that mine was really it was much more looking to the reality, looking to everyday life instead of trying to copy the master. So that's how I developed my
So you speak so much about working with natural light and kind of often being flexible with locations, which, like you mentioned yourself, is almost a documentary approach. So I wonder, like, what would be your go-to setup? Like, what do you have to take with you to set to then be able to work with the fact that you don't have the lights you wanted, or that you don't have a set built? Like, what is the magic trick that lets you make it work every time? I don't know if there's a specific set of filters or something that you use. That one.
yeah, we can. It's part of it. It's part of it. Sure, sure. But it's part of it. But it's strange because at that time when I started, it didn't exist. This, but we had something quite good also. But this is it's a very straight lens, and it's really close. It's like you're looking through with your eyes, so it doesn't disturb anything. At the same time, it's a lens that is it's very straight, but it's not too much sharp. It's little. They said in French we said rond. It's rond. How do you say?
It's circular.
Yeah.
With a circular shape and then it's flat.
Yeah. So this I choose it for the series, by the way. But it's part of yes, choosing a good lens. It's part of our job. But at the same time, if I understood your question, I don't want to have a documentary image. I mean, it's very important to have a filter between reality and the audience. A filter, it's not filter like the filter you put in the camera, but something between. You have to make your path, put your texture, and it's part of your look. So this, how I do it, it's a lot of, it's a mixture of lighting, choosing a good lens, and it's also there is something very important. I think that if you can have all the tools you want, it's very difficult to build a style. If you choose to let down some of the tools and to keep only, let's say, two main tools, it means, for example, lighting wise, it could be to work with direct light or only direct lights, or bounce light, or fluorescent light, or in grip wise, it can be to work handheld, only handheld, or only moving, or I don't know. It's if you decide to sacrifice some of your tools, it gives you a style. So this is a part of also the job in during the prep with the director. It's to decide to what we keep and what we let down. I don't know if it's a part of the answer. If I didn't, we can.
I was mainly curious. I guess I would put it this way: like, if say that there's like one bag in your house, it's like the runaway bag, and you get called saying we're leaving to the airport now, we're doing this film, and this is the swag bag you take with you because you know it has everything you need to like make a classic Antoine film. What's in that
Okay,
bag?
so this is interesting because we come back to Laetitia Masson because we shot the first digital film I shot. It was with a very little Panasonic camera, 200, I don't know the letters, I forgot it, but it's with one tiers.
1/3 inch
One third inch
sensor.
sensor. And we shot it. We were 11, also 11 in the crew with great actors, by the way, with great actors. And we were two people in the image. I had an assistant and we made everything together. And she told me, Antoine, I want to shoot with natural light. If you want to bring an equipment, I don't want you to overpass a trolley. Bring a trolley with you and put everything you want that fit in the trolley, and the rest it has to stay in the truck. So I decided to follow her, and what did I take? I take some. At that time, the LED didn't exist, so I put one 4 bounce. Kino flow, 2 bounce kino flow, one single bound kino flow. I put a guirlanda of bubbles. Took I think I brought a lot of lamps, different power,
Like practical.
practicals, dimmer, a hairspray, black hairspray to reduce the sparkling light in the frame, the no reflection, the highlights in the frame, you know, when you are the spots, yeah, to reduce partly just the direction face to the camera, so we can keep the lights everywhere, but in the direction of the camera you can reduce it, you know, because if you dim, you reduce the light everywhere. So, and with a spray, you make something, let's say, invisible. I take black wrap, black stuff, white stuff, and board of silver reflector and white reflector and poly. How do you say poly?
Same, poly.
Poly, you say?
That's it.
And I think I had one tungsten light with a Fresnel, maybe a 500 and a 100, and that's it.
It's a big trolley.
Yes, gel. Yeah, it was no, it was not a big trolley, but it was really high. And my shoulder. I trust a lot my shoulder.
Let's make a nice image for the end of Antoine reducing instead to add additional material. The trolley.
Trolley, yeah. No, I don't. We didn't speak a lot about the series, but for me, the series, what is really interesting is that we started from zero. I mean, we had this location that was we shot in a real hospital. It was a wing hospital with different buildings, and one of the building was disused. So we make it operational back, and we put our lights everywhere, practical lights, everything on dimmer except the light over above the bed that was still fluorescent light. So I have different gel to adjust the power and the temperature between the night and day. But all the ceiling lights, it was DMG SL1, if you know what it is. DMG SL1, it's LED plate that is very useful and very used now. And, so we could change from day to night in 10, 15 minutes. And we were, but what was interesting also that it's not like a studio. I mean, we have opening with background, open background. There's a courtyard that if some of you were here during the screening, I suppose. So this courtyard, it's open to outside, and also it's a square building, and part of the building, the background, it was very ugly and uninteresting, and Thomas wanted to keep the background of the hospital where he was working when he was a doctor, the one that you can see in the credits, during the credits. It's old building. So what part of the shooting during the day, we have a green screen for incrustation and to put the same hospital as he wanted on that part of the building. The other part, we used the natural background, and so it was very exciting to organize all this. And the second season, it was much easier, even much easier, because we organized some different amelioration, and so well, yeah. The series is very interesting for that, because we prepare during a long time. For example, we paint all the wing again with the art department. So we choose the color together. We choose the color of the lights. We choose the color of the clothes also. So all this part is very interesting, because it's we built together the look of the film, and it's much easier to make it to work like that on the series, because you have time and more money also. On a long feature film, it's more difficult to have 4 weeks of preparation.
But still, you said that's very interesting to me, that coming from the real job of being a doctor from Thomas, he was shooting in the chronological way. He did not crossboarding.
Yes, we crossboard, but not a lot. I think two episodes.
So that's completely unusual.
Mm.
But still, you produced almost 5 minutes a day.
Now, what was
quality?
what is for Thomas, the most important is that we have to believe at the story all the time. Every single detail has to be straight and right, like in reality. For sure, for technical reasons, sometimes we have to, let's say, get part of the technical gesture. I mean, during the act of medicine. But you saw that we have a very good special effect, so it's really realistic. But yes, the idea was it's to feel the atmosphere of the hospital, also this part of a used hospital, something that it's never stopped.
Can you tell us more, please, about yesterday movie? Would be great. How did you work with locals? Because you said today that they are everybody them are non-actors. Especially, I'm curious. I think that they don't look in the camera as it's something special. They just look their ordinary life. How did you achieve this?
When you are working with non-actors, you make tests, and some of them are playing their I say by themselves. If they are natural, there is something. As soon as they are not disturbed by the camera, it's okay. You can drive them. Sometimes when acting, it can be working on them or on their sensitivity and on their how they feel the character. But sometimes it's too difficult for actors, for non-actors, to play in relation with the characters. So sometimes you just ask them to make to act technically. I mean, sometimes you during the shooting, I was talking to them, said, "Okay, move your head a little on the right, down, look down, stay, come back to me. Okay, look at her now." Some, especially during the shot handle between one to the other, when I pass from one to the other, it's there is this intimity. Sometimes I ask them to move at the good moments for the camera, but it's very, as soon as you're in calm atmosphere, it was very tiny place and very narrow place. Also, you can speak to the actors if the director agree.
They got used to letting that it was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. They were really part of it. Some of them they want to help to catch to hold the equipment. You know, they are so involved at the moment. It's no. What was more difficult, the actors, it was not a problem. Sometimes I think that the acting is a little fragile, but technically, what was really great for me is to build a crew there with people that never known anything, that never saw. Some of them never went to the cinema, but we spent 2 weeks preparing things with them. It was really nice. Yes, I wasn't there unfortunately, but Aaron, the director, organized a screening there. Mm. And some of them came to Cannes. The dancer, for example, it was he made a great success. he danced a little on the red carpet.
So just wanted to say, Antoine is still here for another 2 days. We are around. With Rainer, we have brought as well some equipment with us. So if you want to play with these, we are around. So this is the lens of Hippocrate. And we have a camera as well. So don't hesitate, we are around.
Just one thing, I used this very straight and nice lens, and I had some filters also. It's not the straight look of the lens. I have a black diffusion on it on the scissor. So just you to know.
So thank you very much to everybody. Thank you very much.
Well done.